Hello, I'm Samantha and I'm here with Anderson TV, and we're here to see what's in store for this year's exhibit at the Historical Society for Black History Month.
Hello, my name is Bonnie E. White Collier, and I am the African American coordinator here at the Madison County Historical Society building, the old former Citizens Bank building, which I'm sure many of you remember. Here we have a great collection of history, African American history. You're going to see a small percentage today. But when you come to visit us, there will be more and there will be different exhibits put up for you. I was born and raised here in Anderson. I had 6 younger brothers and a younger sister, which made me the oldest of 8. And believe me, it was an experience in life because it taught you a lot of things about life survival and discipline and responsibility. That's the word I'm looking for. Here at the Historical Society, I am on the board, which there are some great people here. This building was completely empty, and they came in and made it a great home for the Madison County Historical Society. We have many exhibits here during the year. Some you wouldn't believe that exist, but they do. A lot of work that goes into it. Research, art, a lot of creativeness, a lot of carrying this and carrying that and over here and over there. But the finished product is always great and always gives you a lot of personal satisfaction when it's done. So I am here today with Samantha, and she's going to be helping me to help you see what we have here for you, our community, at the Madison County Historical Society. This is a museum. It's free of charge. We're open 3 days a week, and we open extra days during the week if you would like to come. Just come in, make an appointment, and we'd be glad to show you around. There are 3 floors. Okay? What I would like to start with today, this is February for Black History Month or African American History Month. And this gentleman here, Carter G. Woodson, is the founder of Black History Month. He's the gentleman that decided that we needed to know more about our Black history. And there's a great deal of information out there in the world about Black history. So this is the gentleman that we say kudos to because he started the ball to rolling for all of us. And let me add this also. We say Black History Month, but we are all involved in people history. It involves everyone. If you go back and do a little Ancestry.com research, you'll find that we might be related somewhere down the road, which we are as human beings. Today, we're going to highlight just a few important people of the community of Anderson, and we have many, many, many people here who have contributed so much to the city of Anderson. Gentleman here is Mr. Ike Weatherly Jr. Mr. Ike Weatherly Jr. and his family have been a part of this community for a very, very long time. His father, his sisters, and his other brothers have been a part of this community. And of course, Mr. Weatherly was the director of the Girl and Boys Club here in Anderson for quite a while. So we're very proud of Mr. Ike Weatherly Jr. This gentleman here is Mr. William H. Harper. Now, he was during a time back in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, and before in the 40s. He was a part of the original Urban League here in Anderson. He came to Anderson, he made his mark, and he contributed an awful lot to this community. We have a lot of people that came. To Anderson. We have a lot of people that are from Anderson that have really made a lot of contributions to this community. Lillian Givens Manuel. This is a very, very special lady. Now, this lady also had another lady that worked with her. Her name was Phyllis Liedman. She worked for the Anderson Public Library. And these two ladies compiled, along with a couple of committees that Miss Givens had. You would be astounded at the information that they accumulated for just African American residents of this city. We have 2 file cabinets full of information, a lifelong endeavor. All of her plaques and awards and material she did donate to the Madison County Historical Society. And that's Miss Lillian Givens Manuel, a great lady. She will always be a part of us. Former athletes, all-stars of our community. Some of them are still with us, some of them are not, but they are still a part of the community. We have a very, very large athletic background. A little bit here and a little bit there, but we have athletes galore of this community. And we have some younger ones that are coming along also. Black newspaper, part of city's past. It was called the Shining Star. There was a gentleman by the name of Mr. Irwin who came to Anderson in 1921, and he established this newspaper. Much of the programs and things that were a part of the African American community were not published in the Herald or the Herald Bulletin, which it was called at that time. So some of the local people started their own newspaper. The lady here is Miss Hazel Menifee, which is a very, very prominent lady of this community. She's no longer with us. This has been several years ago, but she was very active. Back during the mid-60s, late 60s, early 70s, we had a lot of people of the community that were very active in community affairs. And there was a striving for a better quality of life from among the people here. So we have another section of ladies that produced a small newspaper called the Colored News, which I don't have that up, but I have it on file, which is very interesting and helpful to the young people to know that they were very talented and gifted people and committed to making a change in the community. This is Mrs. Jessie Jackson. She came to Anderson some time ago, many years ago. And this is her contribution to us, a picture of her family and a letter from her. Jacqueline Jackson, Mr. Jessie Jackson's wife. And we get many donations and gifts from people in the community. Mr. Mac Reese, very active in the community. He worked for the county. He was on one of the civilian boards there at the council with the county. He's no longer with us, but he was very active in the community. This lady here is a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Jacqueline German. Her and her husband have been very active in the community. This lady has a resume of about 3 pages long, which shows the commitment, the involvement in the community. And I can't stress enough to the young people and anyone how a lot of these people were involved in this community and helping it grow to be the city that it was at one time. We hope we can get some of that back coming up in the future here. This is a picture of gentlemen, and they were called the Cavaliers. If you notice, they all have tucks on. They were just a group, a club of gentlemen here. They're all deceased at this moment, but you can see the elegance, the togetherness, the unity that they projected, and we're very proud of that. First, we have a picture of Miss Givens. Miss Givens also wrote a book about the people in Anderson that were the first to do this, to do that, African Americans. And it's here in our society file cabinet. We have it. Anyone that wants to come up and look at it, they can feel free to, because we do have a copy. And Labor of Love, the lady did with that. We have a picture here of Miss Shirley Chisholm. I'm sure many people remember her. She was a politician, and during her time, African American women were not as popular as they are now in politics. But she did run for president, and she did know Miss Hazel Minifield, and Miss Minifield invited her to come to Anderson to speak, and she did. And so that's something that I'm very proud of. We have Mr. Wilkerson, Bobby Wilkerson, an athlete, from Anderson, we're very proud of. His whole family we're very proud of here in Anderson. There is just so much information, you can only just put enough out, you know. And we could go all the way back to the 40s. The first African American family that came to Anderson was in 1870, and Monroe Williams family, and they had their home on the corner of 10th and Chase Street, which is just a couple of blocks from here. And at one time there was 800 and something African Americans, and I'm talking about in the late 30s. Botillion is for the males. I have a picture there. And the cotillion is for the girls. And every year we have a cotillion, botillion, here in Anderson. Chuck's probably more familiar with it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. The lady that is over it, I had her come and speak one February for Black History Month, and they were very impressed with it. She does a wonderful job. You take these children that they can't be still, they can't listen, but you can take and shape them into young men and women of elegance, and the girls are in all these white gowns, and the guys are in these tucks, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. They get scholarships and things of that nature. That's something that I could just do one exhibit on by itself. Go all the way back to the 60s and then come up to today.